What's up, guys? Welcome to the Honest Tattooer podcast. We're so happy to have you here again with us. And this week, we have a few guests. But first, we have Matt Truiano in the building.
Hey, how you doing?
My name is John Mesa, and we have Adam Dean.
How's it going?
Welcome to the podcast, man.
Thank you.
And for the people that don't know you, tell them your name, where you're from, how they can find you, and what kind of tattoos you do.
My name is Adam Dean. I'm from Virginia. You can find me on Instagram at Adam Dean Art. I've been tattooing for almost 5 years in April now. And it's very cool to be here. Thanks for having me on. I was telling Matt when I got here, I've been tattooed at the old location a few times, and it was actually the first place where I stopped getting like friend of a friend tattoos, like, you know, the hookup deal in a garage or whatever. I got tattooed by Matt, and it was like right when you guys opened.
Matt Buck, not me, Matt.
Matt Buck, yeah. There was nothing on the walls yet. It was like blank. There was no furniture. The beginning.
Sick.
And then I kept coming back. I've got 2 other tattoos from him. And towards the end, the second time when you guys had like a staff and everything, that was the first time where I was like, fuck, this is really cool. I mean, I've been getting tattooed since I was 17, but I was like, this is awesome, because it was private and you guys it was private and then not private. But yeah, I just remember like hearing you guys' arguments, and I don't know, I just think it's really cool to be here now. So
thank you, man. And dude, your work looks fucking awesome, dude.
Thank you.
The fact you've been tattooing for that long, your work looks fucking awesome. And now I gotta be like, how the fuck? What the fuck, dude? What have you been doing?
I think I'm probably the luckiest tattooer out there. I was a data engineer. I moved up to New York to work at Squarespace.
Yeah.
And I was just working. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And then I became a senior data engineer, corporate job, whatever. And I started, like I said, I've been getting tattooed. Most of my tattoos are not like what I do now. I've always loved tattoos, but a friend of mine back in 2017, she had a bunch of she had a sleeve by Eric Marcinizin.
Sick.
I loved it.
Yeah, he's a killer.
He's insane. And she got like this big Frida Kahlo portrait on her. And I'd never seen like a fresh black and gray realism piece. And it was like enthralled. Like I didn't have any black and gray realism tattoos on me. And I just started like going deep into researching, really. And at the same time, so like I said, I was a data engineer, and I was going to sell shirts and just do like the targeting really good. And just, you know, so I was making designs at the time. I used to draw when I was a kid a lot, but I was making designs at the time, and my phone broke. So I had to go into the Apple store to get a new phone. They're like, wait over there. It's when the Apple Pencil just came out. And I was like, this would be a lot easier to make shirts with this. So I got one of those too. And one of the first things I did was draw portraits. So it's similar to how you would do like a black and gray portrait. I made like a little stencil on the iPad and just did like a pencil drawing. And I was like, that's not bad. So I just bought a tattoo machine, and like a cheap $30 tattoo machine, and started doing practice skins. And I was getting I was just posting them on Instagram. I was getting a lot of like good responses from it. I wasn't really planning on tattooing. I didn't know. I wasn't like happy with my job anymore, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. It was, I don't know, it was weird to me. I was 30 at the time. I didn't know if I could just quit and apprentice, but I got a message from one of my favorite tattooers and was like, hey, I'd love to meet. I really like your work. And it turns out that their studio was like 5 blocks from where I was working at the time. So I went on my lunch break, and they offered me an apprenticeship. And I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, on Office Space after the guy gets hypnotized or whatever, that's how it was after that. So I started going there, and then I quit my job like 2 weeks later.
Fuck.
And they offered me half of my salary to work 1 day a week.
Wow.
And I did that for 2 weeks, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
So I did my apprenticeship.
You just went for it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Love that for real, bro. Because that's like,
I think that's what's so important to pick out of that story right there is the fact that you were doing such quality work that you were sought out after.
yeah, somebody noticed it.
A lot of people are complaining like, oh, I can't get an apprenticeship. Maybe it's because you suck.
Maybe that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It's also, I mean, it's only been like 5 years now. I guess 6 since I started doing the practice tattoos, but it's different now. People weren't really doing I didn't really see amazing practice skins back then. I think it would be a lot harder to get any type of traction now. I don't know.
Because even only 5 years ago, it was still kind of taboo to start tattooing by yourself without any formal training out of your house, buying a machine from God knows where. Like, that's a little bit more acceptable now. It shouldn't be, but it is.
But it is, yeah, absolutely.
So that's probably why.
Yeah, my intention wasn't to like become a tattoo artist. I'm a hands-on person, and like, I'm a huge hip hop fan. I've been making beats since I was like 16. If I really like something, I have to do it. I have to get my hands dirty. So it was just like, I just wanted to do it. I don't know. And it just, I don't know.
I think when you ever like something and then you try to make it yourself, you gain a much wider appreciation for the craft of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, because you get to actually put your hands in the dirt. You get to see what it's like. And you're like, holy shit, how did they do this? This is really fucking hard.
Yeah.
You know? So like in tattooing, you shouldn't just go tattoo people, you know, get that straight. But even when you go get tattooed by someone, you see the amount of effort and work that it goes into achieving that product or that quality of product. You realize that it's like, oh man, there's a lot of love and a lot of like attention that's being put to something over time. Like that can inspire people. If it inspired you to be like, oh man, what is this like? You know, and I feel like that's cool. And, you know, it's nice to see people that are doing good work and you're doing really good shit, man.
Thank you.
You know, to see you, you know, grow and move forward with it, because like some people never do.
Yeah. Side note, the Jolly Rancher kind of made this a little bit more tolerable, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And guys, a lot of things that we talk about here are valuable to you guys, but you know what's valuable to us? If you hit the like button right now, that would be amazing. Make sure you hit that like button on this video. And most of all, if you're listening to us on Spotify or on iTunes or whatever, just drop a review on our podcast. It really, really would help us out a lot. So more people can be recommended to the podcast and listen to what we got to say.
That's right. So I'm very much like you in the terms of, I just want to go in, I want to try new things. I want to see how things are done. And just recently I've been getting fed more videos on YouTube about just making your own t-shirts, making your own products at home.
Yeah.
And I already have a Cricut cutter. I can cut like vinyl stuff. I can cut little things, stickers here and there. And now I'm being fed all the stuff about sublimation. Mm-hmm. Do you know what sublimation is?
It's the 3D printing like this?
No. Sublimation is you print on sublimation paper with sublimation ink, and it's all infusible ink. So when you transfer that paper onto a product and heat it, the design actually gets embedded into the product. So it's not printed on the surface. It's actually now a part of the product. And you could do this with shirts too, so that it's not like a vinyl screen printed shirt. Like now it's a part of the material.
Part of the material, yeah.
So like, I'm like so engulfed in all of this now. Like, oh shit, this is cool. I'm watching all these videos and how it's done. And I'm thinking, I'm going to make bags. I'm going to make shirts. You can make anything, like whatever you can coat whatever product with the material that will take the sublimation ink.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head, like, oh, I want to make this. I want to do that. But in order to get started, and this is kind of where I'm going with this, in order to get started doing that, it's going to cost so much money to get the printer, the ink, the paper, the transfer stuff, the heat machine and all that.
Oh yeah.
Whereas anybody else would probably just be like, I want a cool shirt design. I'm going to design it and send it off the printer. It costs a couple of bucks and I got it back. I'll probably make a couple of shirts and I'll probably spend like $3,000 to make 20 shirts.
20 shirts.
But to me, I love getting my hands in there and making it myself and learning the whole process.
Yeah.
It's really cool. That same thing with learning how to tattoo. Like even if you don't plan on trying to be a professional tattooer, just wanting to know how it works. I mean, I don't advocate for buying a machine and tattooing yourself or tattooing your friends and winging it, but I understand the drive for it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're willing, and I think this is a huge difference, right? If you're willing to invest into it, it shows that you have more of a passion for it.
That's right.
If you're willing to invest your money, put your money where your mouth is, right? So it's like, you know, if you're willing to invest some money, that time and all that effort into it, you're going to have more love and appreciation for the craft. That's why I always say, guys, if you're a fucking tattooer out there and you ain't got no fucking tattoos, what the fuck are you doing? Do you even really like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, go get some tats. learn what it's like to like get tattooed, feel the experience that like a good experienced tattooer gives you. And you're like, wow, this was awesome. How can I replicate this and give it to other people and give them that feeling? Then you know where you're going. You know what I'm saying? But then there's too many tattooers that are just like nowadays are just fucking, they just consider like, oh, I'm just making my art on people. And then usually their tats suck because they're like that's all they consider it. They don't consider it just like you're making tattoos, and tattoos is very different than just making art. They're two different things. If the best thing is if you can find that happy medium right in the middle, there's like somewhere there where you can like have like, you can make a sick tattoo, do some sick art, and it looks dope and it has longevity and it works. But that's a really hard thing to pull off.
Talking about investing in your equipment and all that. So would you say you bought a $30 machine?
Yeah, that was what I used for like the first year on practice skins.
If you buy like a very cheap machine, cheap needles, cheap ink, whatever, you're less likely to care about it, right? Mm-hmm. And you're probably not going to put all of your passion into it. When I was in college, one of my teachers told all of us in class, he said, I need you to go buy a sketchbook to continue with this class. We're going to do drawings every day. Go to the art store, buy a sketchbook. And we're all ready to go out to the door, get a sketchbook. And he's like, before you go, do not spend less than $50 on the sketchbook. I'm like, what are you talking? That's crazy. A college kid spending $50 on a sketchbook. And he goes, yeah, because if you go buy a $5 sketchbook, you're inclined to just draw some bullshit in there.
Scrap that page out.
But if you spend a lot of money on that sketchbook, you're going to make sure that you do something good in there. Yeah. And that was a lesson that always stuck with me. I think that's really important.
That's really important, man. That's a great way to put it, man. Cause man, I've had sketchbooks where they're cheap and I'm just like, doodle, scrap that page right out, dude. I have some sketchbooks that were given to me as gifts. I've never even fucking drawn on those things because they're like leather bound. Each page is so nice. That I'm like, fuck, if I fuck this up, dude, it's going to hurt my soul.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like you're not worth it to even draw.
Yeah, I was like, I shouldn't even draw on this, dude. This looks too nice.
Just draw a design and then sublimate it. Once you fuck it up.
Straight up. I'm like, this is too nice. Honest Tattooer is brought to you by Ink Maps, the ultimate tattoo app for tattooers. Upload your image and instantly read dominant colors and get precise color matches for any tattoo ink brand. You can mix colors, see how they look on your client's skin tone, and even explore value isolation and stencil creation. Compare brands, dive into color properties, and achieve perfect color harmony every time. Import your palettes into Procreate and Photoshop, plus conveniently attach projects to clients for future reference. You can simplify your tattoo process with Ink Maps. Download now and revolutionize your artistry. Use coupon code HONESTTattooer for 50% off your first year subscription. Introducing the Tattooer Health Club, your secret weapon for longevity in the tattoo industry. If you felt the toll tattooing takes on your body, the pain, tingling, or numbness, you're not alone. Founder Jordan is a tattoo ergonomics and therapy expert with nearly a decade of experience. He's pulling back the curtain on our broken healthcare system to empower you with knowledge. So say goodbye to dismissive doctors and gain the confidence to care for yourself. Join the club, access Jordan's free book and customized warm-up routine. It's for serious tattooers, and don't miss the Ergonomic and Therapy Secrets Masterclass. It's time to prioritize your health and set yourself apart in this evolving industry. Get started today at the Tattooer Health Club and let your ink shine.
That's right. Use coupon code HONESTTattooer to get 10% off your warm-up routine or your self-paced masterclass.
Honest Tattooer is also brought to you by Tattoo Armour. Literally the best way to wrap your client at the end of the day. No mess, no adhesives, and they are super comfortable. You can try it for yourself by going to tattooarmorusa.com. They were able to hook us up with a 20% discount for our followers. Just use the code HONESTTattooer on your next order. So we were talking a little bit all about using modern technology. And man, I love AI. I think it's amazing. I feel like it can help you to do so many tasks, but we make art. So I use it to help me with art, but I also use it to help me with social media because that's one of the things that I struggle the most. And it takes up so much time. So I use it from anything from helping me come up with like real captions, real ideas, and things like that. And recently with like the last ChatGPT update, I used ChatGPT 4, which is like the paid version of it. And I didn't know till Matt mentioned it that they've just capped it.
Yeah, I forgot how they worded it. I'm going to look it up right now, but they said something about they're making a pause, or they're giving a pause on allowing people to upgrade because too many people are trying to get into it right now. Oh no, now there's a wait list. So at least now there's a wait list. Yesterday, there wasn't even an option to sign up for a wait list. Due to high demand, we've temporarily paused upgrades. All right, I signed up for the wait list. It is December 7th. Let's see how long
that takes. Yeah. But like with ChatGPT 4, like the difference that I saw from using the 3.5 and the 4 version is that the 4 feels more conversational. It feels more like I can just talk to a person and they understand exactly what I'm going for. Even like with like small nuances of like, can you make that a little bit more snarky? And you can use that word and it understands. It's like, oh, can you be more sassy about that? You know? And they'll be like, yeah, I can.
I think it's already like very pretentious. Every time I try and ask it to do something, it's like, chill out with the thesaurus. You got to like tone it. You got to like dumb it down. Otherwise it's too much.
For real. And then you can be like, the other day, like it would say a lot like dwell into, and I'm like, hey, stop using the word dwell.
It always tells me embrace. I was like, get rid of embrace.
Yeah. Stop saying embrace for anything ever again. Yeah. Remember this conversation and it will remember, which is great. It's like, and I think it's like as close as you can to having a very cheap assistant.
So with 4, I'm looking at it right now. It's $20 a month, everything in free. And you get access to GPT-4, our most capable model, browse, create, and use GPTs, plural.
Yes.
Access to additional tools like DALL-E, browsing, advanced data analysis, and more. So the access to DALL-E, does that mean you don't have to pay for DALL-E separately?
You do not have to pay for DALL-E separately. So it's great.
So did you get rid of your Midjourney?
No, I still have Midjourney and I haven't used it in forever, which makes me be like, God damn, you got to get rid of it.
Okay.
How do they compare? Because DALL-E used to be not great when I've used it. It was like Midjourney was miles ahead.
So the different, like, I guess I haven't used GPT with DALL-E as much because I'm more used to using Midjourney when I'm going to create an image and things like that. But like I was behind on something and I was literally in my car driving and I set it to GPT-4 voice model, right? Where I'm just talking to it. And I'm like, hey, I want blah, and I talk to it like if I'm talking to someone on the phone. You're like, hey, look, I'm on my way to blah, blah, and I need this, da, 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 and I'm giving all the information that I need.
You told it you were on your way to somewhere?
Yeah, I do. And I talk to it like I'm talking to a real person. It's weird. And I feel like it works better. Like it gets like it's crazy. One time I was asking it to help me create a brief for the podcast. And at the end of the thing, it was like, and good luck with your podcast. Hope everything goes great today.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. The robot just told me to have a good day. Like, this is insane, dude.
Did you reply? Thanks, you too.
Yeah, thanks, you too. Have a good day in the fucking machine world.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So I and probably a lot of people watched last night's episode of Ink Master.
Oh, yeah.
Where you had to do the caricature.
Yes.
Was that Midjourney?
No.
You drew that?
Yes.
Get out. That was fucking awesome.
Yes. Thanks, dude.
Because when I saw that, I was like, awesome. You didn't draw that.
Thank you, dude. Wow. So what I did was I used a few references, but then I used the dude, like the guy, you know, the original photo of the guy. And then I used on Procreate the liquify tool. Yep. And then I just started pushing all the freaking, you know, things on his face. And then
the original photo was a straight on photo. You had a 3/4 view though.
Yeah. So you can still use like at the end of the day, I just need just like the main kind of features. And then I could just like draw the rest, you know, actually draw. Yeah. Guys, we draw.
That first place was well-deserved.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Midjourney kind of changed the game for Ink Master, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Fun fact, I did use Midjourney for quite a few designs, especially some where it's like, you know, you only have 1 hour to design these things. You have 1 hour.
Oh my God.
That's what makes it really fucking hard.
Yeah, that's harder than the tattoo time limit.
Yes. Almost everyone felt the same way because they're like, fuck, dude, like I'm usually taking my time on these designs. And it's like, for the moment when they say like, all right, that's your person, then they say, all right, go talk to them. They tell you, stop. And then you can't talk to them until the camera's back on you. And then you're back on, like, all right, now you get an hour. And then you have an hour to talk to the person. Usually you only talk to them for like 15 minutes, you know, because you want to get straight to drawing as much as possible. Because after that, then it's going to be your tattoo time. And you can use your tattoo time to draw some more, but everybody wants to use their tattoo time to make that design.
Yeah.
So
Brian, in yesterday's episode, mentioned something about he was up all night drawing.
yes,
How did that work if you only get an hour?
there's some episodes where you do get a heads up of like, this is what you might do. And then you can start kind of going and kind of drafting what you're going to make. And that helps with certain challenges, but that's not on every challenge. Very few challenges do you get that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that was awesome. Good job.
Thanks,
I
man.
really like that one.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was very cool. I would get a tattoo of that person's dad. Or whatever.
Man, that dude was like so cool looking. It was like, you know, as soon as I saw everybody's, I was so happy to get the skull pick that week. Cause like, I was like, good. That means I'm not going to get the shittiest one. And I was like, all right. As soon as all the photos, I was like, that's the photo. Cause that guy just had personality. The image just had personality. Yeah. I'm like, that'll be easy to recreate and have
He
fun
looked
with
like
it.
a cartoon already.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like overall, like when I think new school, there's like automatically I think of like the beginning of new school. I don't think of like Timmy B new school. I don't think of like Kelly Doty new school. I think of like Gunner.
Yeah,
I think
me too.
of like, I think of like that style of new school. You know, I think of like the people that kind of did that stuff, like
Joe Cap.
Jimmy Lee at Walk, you know, like those guys that did new school, that's immediately what pops into my head. And
Joe even said he's like the old school, new school guys.
yeah, for sure. You know, and I'm like, man, when I started illustrating things, I'm like, dude, like low key, I fucking hate new school. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not a style that I enjoy tattooing or enjoy looking at it, you know? But like, there's techniques that like some people can pull off that I'm just like, dude, my brain don't work that way, dude. Yeah. You know, like, I'm going to fucking do this blue light shining on this side of the face with a bit of fucking pink light on the other side. I'm like, why, dude? I don't get it. So I was just I'm going to go more of like a caricature look and do a little bit of like exaggerating the features that are going to make it feel like it resembles to this person. Just like when you go to the fucking boardwalk and you get a, you know, thing done of, you know, your loved one.
Shout out. There's a page that I follow called Caricature Party. And it's these guys in Honolulu. And they're those guys are sitting on the boardwalk by the beach somewhere in Hawaii. And they have all these people come up and sit down and get their caricatures drawn. Dude, these guys are brutal. It's so fun.
It's like the meanest. It's great. I love it.
That's great. That's a good way to make their job fun.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, you're going to pay me for this drawing? Sick.
There's one also, I don't know if she's a part of them or affiliated, but she's also in Hawaii and she goes by Ninja Sketch.
Yeah. I went down a rabbit hole on these and now I get suggested them all the time, but I love the reactions. So
they're so good.
Follow them all.
So after getting on like Midjourney and using that for a while, now using ChatGPT in combination with Midjourney, because I tried doing that for a little bit and trying to help me come up with prompts. Now using ChatGPT with just voice, it's one of the craziest experiences that I've had, because it's like talking to Siri is like talking to like a 3-year-old. You know, like you try to talk to it and it's just like, it doesn't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it kind of does, but it doesn't. But talking to ChatGPT 4 through voice, it feels like you're talking to somebody on the other end. It's creepy, but it's sick.
What's scariest is that right now we are in the worst version of this that'll ever be.
Yes.
Right. So as good as you think it is right now, it's only going to get better.
It's only going to get so much better. I'm like, God damn. The first iPhone was huge and ugly. Like, like ChatGPT, you know, when it gets to like, you know, we're in 4, get to 10, it's going to be insane. Yeah. Insane. Everybody's going to have a private assistant at home that's connected to everything. And I can't wait because it's awesome.
And instead of being like, how do I make this sandwich? You'd be like, yo, make me the sandwich. So how are you using it with social?
So with socials, I use it a lot to, I'll write what I think is a good description of what my post is. And then I'll be like, hey, I want you to rewrite this reel comment. I specifies it's for Instagram, and I want you to optimize it for high reach and increase interaction with my followers.
Does it work?
Yeah, I was about to say.
It does. It rephrases things. It changes hashtags and I'll add hashtags and things that I'll do. It's like, I'll tell it to like, hey, keep the format that I'm giving you. So it's literally like, I'll write it out how I would write it out. I'll cut and paste it into ChatGPT. It's going to rewrite it and it's going to give it to me in a format that I like, that resembles like what I gave it. And it's going to be better.
It'd be a good experiment. We were talking off camera before. In 2024, one of the new features of Instagram that's going to be rolling out is you're going to have A/B testing.
Oh yeah.
So it would be a cool experiment to write your own prompt or write your own caption.
Yeah.
And then have that as your A test, and then let ChatGPT reformat it and optimize it for better engagement, and then put both of those out and see the difference between the engagement and the reach and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the main things that I notice that when I have it do it, like it knows how to give me more hashtags that aren't too generic. It also knows how to give me a good call to action at the end of the sentence, and it comes up with a better way to rephrase my kind of grab sentence at the beginning of the caption. And then when it comes down to and I haven't even used it for give me, what's the alt text?
Yeah.
Which I could, I could just be like, and give me an alt text for this that I could hide in that. And then it's going to fucking give me that too.
How is that supposed to be used?
Yeah.
I always just throw random words in there.
It's almost like SEO.
So it doesn't have to be sentence. It could just be random words. Because that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
But isn't that just what hashtags are?
Yes and no.
Isn't alt text supposed to be a description of what is there?
Yes, it should be of what it's there, but also of what it's like what your page is about essentially, if you could gather what your page is about, it's describe a radio station. You don't have to describe a song that's going to play there, but describe what the radio station is about.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a better way to look at it of okay, what am I marketing in this network? And I've always thought that making content for Instagram is curating your own network, your own channel. And the more consistent it is, the better it'll do. That's why if you have too much variety, it's not that appealing and it doesn't do that well.
So on businessinsider.com, they had an article in August 10th, 2022. How does alt text work on Instagram? And it says alt text on Instagram is the description that identifies the content of an image and allows screen readers to describe your photos to blind or visually impaired users. I don't think that's what we're talking about, is it? Instagram uses object recognition technology to automatically describe your post to visually impaired users. That can't be what we're talking about, right? That sounds like it's totally
the most amazing viral video you've ever seen. The most beautiful woman, and just put that's what I always thought alt text was. It's for crawlers, machines to understand.
Right. So then I guess if that is the case, then you should be using full sentences. Because if you're just writing random words.
Yeah, if it should be a description.
Yeah. A description of what you're making.
Okay.
See, that would be good for the A/B testing. All right, now I know I don't have to waste my time with this anymore because they're the exact same.
And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about with A/B testing, in 2024, Instagram's going to allow you to post 2 of the same post or reel, and each one, so you have an A/B test. So on your A side, you could write your own description or write a description, use a thumbnail, different hashtags than you would on your B side. And then you can post both of them simultaneously. You can see all the analytics on each one individually and then decide which one is working better and then use that one as your actual post.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, I think that's going to be very helpful.
Yeah, that'll be very helpful. Because sometimes you're like, oh, is this going to be right? And like, I don't know, man. But a little bit of help like that can go a long way.
Even just we were talking about, I was asking him, he posted when I was waiting. And I was like, do you normally post this late? And we were having a conversation about posting schedules and times and everything. And it just seems like even if you're consistent, sometimes it just seems arbitrary where you'll do like the exact same format as another video that worked very well for you, posted at the exact same time, same day of the week. One's a dud and one
slams.
Yeah. So maybe now you get 2 chances at that. You know what I mean? One goes out this way, one goes out this way. You kill the one that's not doing too well, and maybe you can help avoid that.
Yeah.
I have like posts that I've made around the same time, and then I'll make a post like an hour later just to see what happens. And that was the one that like reaches like 3 times as many people.
See, that's so funny. We were talking about the exact same thing, and I said the opposite. I find that I have like a window, and if I post like half an hour after that window, just because I'm busy or whatever, it's done. Like it just doesn't work. See, it's arbitrary.
Yeah,
it's all bullshit.
Absolutely. I was talking to a friend of mine, she makes reels and stuff like that. And, she just had one of her reels like did over like 1 million views, which is really fucking hard. And it's not that much different than the other reel, but it's like hard to figure out like what was the magic on that one.
Yeah.
And how can you replicate it?
I've had one reel get over 1 million, and I've tried to do similar things to that to try to get another 1 million, and I don't get close. And all it is like, and it's exactly what I do right now.
Yeah.
It was a very short clip of me tattooing. And then the caption said what I think I look like I'm tattooing, what I think I look like when I'm tattooing.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to another clip of me, and his text says what I actually look like. So it's just text over a video. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I've been doing these past couple of months, trying to get more reach. It's no different than that one. That one got 1 million views, and I can't get anywhere close to that now. Yeah. I think I maxed out. The most I've got recently was like 100 and something thousand. And it was because it was a money making one. It was like how I made $25,000 making prints or something like that.
Yeah. And they're like, what money? Yeah. Watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see that one floating around where the people put the price of the back piece? And it was, that
I did
one
remember
got
that one.
Like 12 million views or something like that.
Shit.
It blew up. Yeah. So maybe just talk about money more.
I think that's what
maybe that's the secret.
Yeah. When I first started seeing posts like that, like people would be like, how much I charge for like the last tattoos? And they were like ridiculously low numbers. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, get the fuck out of here.
I think people lie.
That's what grabs you.
Yeah.
I mean, I lied when I said how I made $25,000. I didn't make that much money.
Yeah, I gotta do that, but
no, but saying a tattoo is like, there's one person that I think of that always says how much it is, and it's always like 1/3 of the price it should be.
Yes.
And I kind of don't believe you. I don't know.
I think
it'd be weird as a client to see that, I think.
I think so too.
It's like twice as much as that.
Like, what the fuck? That's not how much it was.
I think whenever it's something shocking, it'll be engaging. Like the post that I put up today that you asked me, I haven't looked at it since I posted it, but I saw pretty much immediately I got a good amount of comments on it. And it was because I posted the time it took me to design my tattoo and then the time it actually took me to tattoo it. And the time for me to draw it was double the amount of time it took me to tattoo it.
Shit.
And I think that kind of got the ball rolling. Like, holy shit, this guy's spending that much time drawing for a tattoo that didn't take half the amount of time.
Yeah. No, that's smart. Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
This is just giving me ideas like, oh man, what can I say that I'm going to do? And then alter this. Yeah. And then not do it.
One of the things that we were talking about before you got here, shout out to That Tattoo Show. They're a podcast also. One of the guys on the show, he got locked out of his Instagram account and he had to call Meta, and he was on the phone with one of the representatives, one of the tech support guys from Meta. And they were trying to get his account back. While he was on the phone with this guy, he was like, can you give me some inside tips? What works best? How can I get more engagement? How can I get more reach? And the guy from Meta was saying that consistency with your posting is the most important thing. It doesn't matter how often you post. You could post once a week, once every other week, as long as you post on the same day at the same time each time. So if you're posting every day, just make sure you're posting the same time every day. That's the most important part, because then the algorithm knows when you're going to start putting your content out there. It knows, all right, John's going to post at 8 o'clock. Let's get ready to start boosting his stuff now. So that was one of the most important things. And then he said, every person has an allotted amount of reach per day or per post.
Yeah.
But probably per day. And if you're going to post multiple times a day, you're going to break up that allotment per each post.
Yeah.
So let's say you have a reach of 10,000 a day. If you post once, you're probably going to get 10,000. But if you break that, if you post 5 times, each one is only going to get 2,000.
Yeah.
So it's not like what people used to think, where I'm going to post a lot. Every time I post, just more and more eyes are going to get on it. It's not going to work that way anymore.
I know that it does take into account like the percentages of like how many people liked your post based on how many people saw it. Right. So like if you make a post and you have like, I don't know, like it's a 10-minute video. No, it's a 1-minute video, and you have people that watch it for 80% of it and they stay on it for 80% of that video will do well.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, they see that it's engaging, etc. So even if like, for example, you have 3 posts in a day but then it still shows like your post to a lowered amount of people, but then there's a high viewership within those posts, then those posts should be doing very well in the long-term basis.
They'll do well for as long as you're allowed. At some point, Instagram's going to be like, all right, you met your cap. We're not going to show this to any more people. The only way to get around that is if the people who saw it share it with their friends.
Yeah, your video that got to 1 million, it probably stopped pretty abruptly, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I've
All
noticed
right,
that
no
too.
more. We're not pushing this anymore.
Yeah.
Man,
Even if people like it and it still has good momentum, they'll
Yeah.
kill it.
I'm so mad I didn't jump on the fucking thing. I wanted to do that video so bad.
The camera on the ceiling.
The camera on the ceiling. Yeah. Those faded away.
It's gone? Damn, I did one because I tattooed myself.
Camera on the ceiling?
Yeah, just doing the stencil.
Oh yeah. Those camera on the ceiling shit was fucking popping. If you didn't do one of those, you missed out on the bandwagon, because those
Just
videos,
like John.
yeah, I fucking missed out on it too. I was like, damn, we got to do this video. But it's like, once something trends, it trends for a week and a half, and then it starts dying. And then you're like, fuck, I'm seeing like all these videos replicate this format, and it's like 1 million views, 2 million. In that case, it was like 10 million views for some of those videos. It was insane.
But I hate that.
So do I.
I hate that so much. I don't care about a trend, or I don't know. I wish I could just post pictures of tattoos, some video.
You feel like such a
Not have to do
sellout.
Yeah,
I would
it sucks.
love
You're
that.
forced to play this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's annoying.
Yeah, it is annoying. It is absolutely annoying. Like I remember the days where you could just do your tattoo, post it on the internet, your followers would see it. If they liked it, then more people would see it.
Yeah.
It was very cut and very simple. It is not like that anymore.
Even if you have 1 million followers, less than 100,000 people are going to see your post.
Yep.
They're not going to let anywhere near all of your followers.
No, they're like, no, you got to pay for that.
Yeah.
We had a post, I forgot which one it was. At the time, we had 14,000 followers. We had a post that I was looking at the reach, got nearly 14,000 people seeing it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. There was maybe 20 non-followers who saw that.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
They showed it to everybody that follows
It
us.
follows us.
That's
yeah,
another
nobody
thing.
else.
That's another thing that there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. to. I don't get it. I'll go through my posts, and similar posts, it'll be like mostly non-followers. Other posts that are similar, it'll be mostly followers. I don't know.
I'm on the bandwagon right now trying to make my own trending audio, or just my own trends. So the other night I made a thing. I had AI do a voiceover, and it was show me how long you spent on your design. And I was like, man, this is good. I'm going to get a lot of people using my trending audio, and then I'll get famous for this, right?
Yeah.
one person. Shout out to Travis Brown. Travis Brown, you're fucking awesome for using it.
But does that make a difference if a bunch of people use, like if your audio becomes trending, does that help you?
I don't know, but I'm sure it does at some point.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's going to be, when you look at when you click on the sound or whatever, and you see all the videos that have used that sound, you're going to be the top one. So I guess that's something. Didn't you post something the other day that was using trending audio just to see
if it did?
And
it did terrible.
That's what I thought. I don't think
it did fucking terrible, dude. And I try to match the format. I copied the text that they put in that video, and like the original video, it was really just a girl sitting on her couch.
Was she
I
hot?
hate to be a dick. No, she wasn't hot.
Okay.
I was gonna say like she wasn't even hot, dude. But it's funny because I was gonna say like she wasn't even hot, and you asked, but she wasn't even hot. She was just a girl sitting on her couch, and she was like, flicking like food in her mouth, like trying to catch it. And the thing on the top was like, I'm going to use this trending audio and not put any effort into the video to see how it performs. And yeah,
How did
hers, hers was doing amazing. I tried to do the same thing, same format, everything. It did whatever. It wasn't like great at all. Even though there were people that commented on it. So like, well, I got to see it. But like overall, it didn't do that great.
Good. I'm glad that's not the case, because I don't want to have to use trending audio.
Yeah. But I've make reels for my fashion page, and I mostly use non-trending audios, and those do really well.
You know what doesn't make any sense to that at all? They'll tell you if you use trending audio, you're more likely to get views. But then they'll also say that 75% of the people on their phones have the volume off. So they're not listening to it anyway. So what difference does it make?
All my top posts that have done the best, the reels, none of them are using trending audio.
Yeah.
I don't know. I tried it for like a week, and then I was like, I hate all these songs. So
I don't like this.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't even listen to the songs that I pick. I just see that it has a check mark on it, and I was like, all right, that one there. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, I don't even know what the song is, but people like it. And the difference that makes a difference, like when in the trending audio you're finding it.
Yeah, you got to get it early.
Yeah. You got to get it early. And early is so relative. Sometimes it could be like, under 5,000 views, and that's good. And sometimes it's like under 500 views, and that could be a good trending audio.
I also hate that it kills songs.
Yeah.
Because you'll hear that song over.
You're like, I never want to hear this again.
And it'll be like a classic song that you love, and you're like, come on.
Yeah.
I did a trending audio with a Taylor Swift song, and I caught it real early, and it didn't blow up. And I thought that, oh man, I nailed the Taylor Swift song. It had like maybe 600 views on it already. It's like, I got this early. Nothing.
Man, nobody knew that social media would be this involved into the tattoo world.
So dumb.
We haven't talked about tattooing at all.
It's insane. It's insane. And like, it's crazy because like we're talking about this because I know that most of you guys that are at home listening to this shit right now are like, yeah, dude, this is a fucking struggle, dude. Like I'm spending all this time drawing, tattooing, and now I know that I have to go spend more time trying to get people to see this shit because it matters to us. And it matters to our business.
I've been posting a lot about my prints lately, and a lot of people ask me questions about how I get so many sales. And one guy in particular, he was like, man, I've been trying so hard. I guess just my artwork's not that good because, I can't make any sales. And my answer to that was like, I don't think it matters how good your artwork anymore. It's just a matter of how well you can market yourself.
Yeah.
And how well you're working this algorithm.
So that's actually where I got the when I said earlier that I was working on like t-shirts, I had like an argument with somebody, a friend of mine, and I was saying, you can sell anything. And this was when Instagram's API was open and you had way more access to control. You could target followers of this individual person. It was way more granular than it is now. It's way more limited than it used to be. So I was saying like, I could make a shirt that says blue cheese and sell that to like people who like wings. First of all, it's kind of funny. It's like a shirt that says college, whatever. It's just like a shirt that says blue cheese. So I made bluecheeseshirt.com. And then I ended up I got like halfway there and I was like, this is dumb. I kind of want to just make some real shirts that are whatever, target goth girls or, you know what I mean? So that was exactly what I wanted to do as well. I forgot why I brought that up. What were you talking
Because I
about?
was saying it doesn't matter how good the artwork is.
Oh yeah. So it doesn't. You just have to be able to target people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because people ask me, it's like, oh, one person was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? I see your prints all over the place. He sees them in other tattoo shops. He sees them like constantly. People are posting about them.
Yeah.
I was like, that's actually key. I don't ask, but a lot of people put the posts that they put the prints that they get in the mail on their stories, and then I reshare it. And I think psychologically they think like, oh shit, he's going to share my thing if I post it too. So that just
I'm going to
starts
post
going.
it.
I'm going to
Yeah.
post it. Yeah. And I think that's a lot of the reason why I sell a lot, because a lot of people share it.
That's good. Sounds like motivate your clients to share their tattoos and tag you on them.
Yeah, for sure.
Going back to just the days before the internet, where people got a tattoo and they went out to their friends like, dude, look what I just got, man. Like, in that, but it's just like, hey, turn that into like share with all of your followers, tell them about your experience, etc. But most people aren't that good about doing that. So I think that's where the power comes back to you. And I think that like, I take the time to try to make a cool video that I can then give to my clients so they can share with their friends.
Yeah.
Because they're not as good as creating good pictures, content, whatever, videos of their tattoos. So make good shit for them, give it to them, have them share with everybody so they can show your work at their best.
Yeah. One of the best things you could do is take the photo of the tattoo and then send it to your client or airdrop it to them. The guy that I tattooed today, he decided to take a photo of his tattoo after I just smeared it over with hustle butter. He's in the mirror trying to like move around, get the glare off so we can get this nasty glary photo. I'm like, dude, I'm going to take some nice pictures of it. Delete that.
Just delete that.
Delete that.
You're never going to use that.
Don't show that to anybody. And then that's what I did. I took some nice pictures. I airdropped to him, and then he was like, "Oh fuck, this is
This is good.
so
You
much
take
better."
pictures on your phone though?
Yeah.
Do you take pictures on your phone or you use a camera?
Yeah, I use my phone. I use a camera now, but I still like my phone better.
Really?
Yeah, I have a camera, but I still like my phone better. I feel like I can get good enough photos where it looks right. Everything looks good. Of course, I could get like a better blur effect and stuff like that with like a nice full camera. I guess it depends too, like with the size of tattoos that you do. If you're doing like a palm size tattoo, sometimes like a camera, it's perfect for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like for like, if I'm doing like a half sleeve, a camera doesn't get the same effect as well as like
Well, it depends on the lens you got on
phone.
there.
And depends on the lens. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's for sure.
Are you shooting with a DSLR?
Mirrorless, but I find that for black and gray, if you're doing close up, the iPhone, you see more needle marks than you would actually see in real life because it like sharpens everything.
It sharpens everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just also love cameras, so it's just an excuse to
To
use a
get a
camera.
nice camera for sure.
It's the only official reason I have to use a
So actually, I'm glad you brought that up. So the tattoo that I did today, which let's talk about that. What did we do this week? The tattoo I did today, I did a collie, all right? And the photo that I took, there's no filter on this thing. Tell me that does not look grainy, but like over sharpened grainy, right?
Yeah, iPhone. Yeah, like the pores are probably more visible in this picture than they were in real
I
life.
don't even know if it's the pores, but as much as just like, it has like a noise to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. That's just because like the iPhone does so much like digital sharpening and
It takes
everything.
impossible pictures.
Yeah.
It'll have a different exposure in like one part of the picture than another part of the picture. It'll have depths of field that would never exist for an actual camera.
Yeah. When I got this is the 15. When I got the 14, I think you and I had the same problem. Like the camera was trying to change the lens it was taking the photo with mid taking the photo.
Mid-taking the photo.
And video. That's
And
what I have.
video, yeah,
14.
too.
So it's fixed in this one?
It's a little bit better, but it's still not totally fixed.
Yeah, it has that like macro mode too. So if you get too close, then
It'll switch.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll switch and it'll mess it up. It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't like that. But I can't take a good photo with an actual camera, so this is what I'm doing.
Do you use a polarizer?
Yeah.
Same. That or nothing. Straight up. I like sometimes try to take a photo without it. I'm like, sometimes it's fine, but sometimes I'm like, God damn, this is impossible. I'm like, how did I do this in the past?
Especially with a large scale tattoo, you're going to have reflections on
Yeah.
part of it.
You got to ask Josh Payne how he took a picture of that hand gorilla. Because I don't think there was a polarizer on that. I mean, that thing was sharp.
Yeah,
it was dark. It was no glare on that at all.
True.
Well, I'm curious to know how he took that.
Yeah.
You can. So what I do is I don't take very like polarizer-y pictures. We have like, in our studio, we have like lights that are like slats, I guess, like lines. And I put people in between there. And then I just turn the lights with the polarizing film on just enough to like get the light that I need for the exposure. But I'm using mostly like outside light, which is not a direct light source. So it usually works pretty well. Okay. But then it doesn't look polarizer-y. So maybe were the lights on or were the lights off?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it just looks very well lit, very well balanced. It was a really good photo.
John, what did you tattoo this week?
So this week, I tattooed a couple of things. I worked on a Phoenix half sleeve, and one of my clients comes out from Canada. Shout out to Mike Sabin and Coxie. And then also I did yesterday I finished a leg piece that's like a sunflower field. And man, that took way long. It's just like there's so many of them, and then different sizes, and also building like the greens in the background, so it'll push all those yellows forward and stuff like that. So that's
all it was, just a sunflower field?
Sunflower field.
Wow.
Fun tattoos, fun people. It's like something about tattooing people that you've tattooed like a bunch of times, and just makes your whole day just feel like I just hung out with a homie today.
Yeah. No worries when you're going into the studio.
It is the best.
Yeah.
Like, they're chill. You're going to be chill when you tattoo them. Most comfortable experience ever.
Yeah. What about you, Adam?
Continuing a couple projects, like some half sleeves, a dog, and I tattooed myself this week.
Oh shit. What'd you do?
So I actually did 3 tattoos in the last 2 weeks.
Oh shit. I wanted to talk to you about that. So
yeah, most of the time I can't do longer than a few hours, even with a ton of breaks on myself, just because of your hips and your back and all that. So I gray lined just like this big gap filler rose, and I gray lined this like lady face on the outside of my shin. And then I don't think you can see it, but this one's mostly done peeling now. That was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, dude. That's the one that I saw, and I think it's smooth as eggs, baby. Look at that.
Yeah, that was another big thing in learning as well. Just tattooing the shit out of my legs.
Dude, I tattooed my hand when I was like a year into tattooing. Big mistake. Yeah. One, it hurt like fucking hell. Yep. I did it with coils, and the coils that I owned at the time weren't that good. And yeah, that shit just hurt. I was like, it's hard to focus. And I'm like, now I'm one hand less to be able to really like stretch or do anything, but you don't really have to stretch a fist too much. But
how you going to tattoo with that broken thumb?
I don't know.
Because that's your stretching hand.
That is my stretch hand, but I stretched.
Peace sign.
Yeah. I'll do like that, or I'll just be like, Yeah. I'll figure it out. Yeah. I'm so annoyed. Look at this, guys. Permanent thumbs up right now.
Reminds me of the Seinfeld episode with, I think his name was Mike. He was the guy that called Jerry a phony. You know what I'm talking about? He was Kramer's buddy. He was a bookie, or he was trying to be a bookie. So Kramer and Jerry placed a bet. They won, but Mike couldn't pay him out. So he offered to do some work for Jerry to pay it off. And Jerry's like, oh yeah, I got something's wrong with the trunk. It doesn't close in my car. So he's like, all right, I'll fix. Don't worry about it. So he's in there trying to fix the trunk, and the trunk slams on his thumbs, and he breaks his thumbs, and he's just constantly two thumbs like this now.
That's what I feel like. I'm like, God damn, this sucks. It's like, I want to just get thumbs down everything, but fuck, it's hurt. It actually does hurt right now. I can't even lie.
That happened to me about a year ago. I had like a blender, the canister thing up high, and it fell off of a shelf when I was trying to grab something, and the blade came out and it sliced me really hard right there. I was scared that I was going to get like nerve damage.
Yeah.
It's all right though.
Yeah. Battle scars. Speaking of tattooing yourself, I also want to give a shout out to my client, Jess. She's the one that I did the Black Swan chest piece.
Yeah.
She finally landed an apprenticeship. She's been trying for a while. She's an amazing artist. She's been showing her drawings online for a long time. She finally got an apprenticeship. She started tattooing herself. Dude, the tattoo that she did today, she did a pair of black and gray lips on her own shin. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
This girl's only been tattooing for like maybe a month or two.
God damn.
She's been doing on practice skins and then she's tattooing herself. You got it. I'll pull it up, dude. Jess, you're doing amazing. Keep it going because I'm really impressed.
I think that's the move from practice skins to doing it on yourself because then you feel
what real skin feels like.
Yeah. But you also feel, you get feedback from like both ends, you know, you're like the resistance on the skin plus what it's feeling like she's been tattooed before. She knows what it's supposed to feel like, oh, that doesn't hurt enough. You know, that's big. And then having the healing, you see every step of the healing process too. And you can try things out like, oh, this gray wash or whatever. I mean, we do different things, but yeah, you can find what works. Like if you do a gray line in this, oh, it's gone in 2 months or whatever. All right. We're not doing that again.
Yeah.
But that would have taken a long time to figure out, or, you know, you got to wait for clients to come back. I love tattooing myself.
I've never done it.
I'm sad. I've got not too much left, but places that I can reach, and I'm going to have other people work on my legs. Right now, everything I have on my legs is from me.
Wow.
Damn. Crazy. That's a good way to use your legs. Yeah. Good thing you're good. Because I have homies that like have tattooed their legs like early in their career and it doesn't look so great.
Yeah. I find it hardest to line on myself because it hurts.
It hurts so bad.
Yeah.
It hurts.
And your reaction as soon as you're at the right depth is to pull back.
Yes. You're like, oh, wow, that hurts intensely.
Yeah. That's why I like shading and stuff. No problem. Whatever. It's like a scrape or a burn.
Yeah.
But lining is, my ankle.
Lining or packing color onto yourself hurts like hell.
Yeah, but it's easier to mess up a line.
Yeah.
You could
be like, ugh, and that's fine.
Have you guys ever apprenticed anyone?
Sort of. Not really. I mean, I don't count Vega as my apprentice, but I kind of feel like I was helped apprentice him.
Yeah. He was like the baby boy that never made it.
Yeah.
Just kicked him out. I apprenticed a couple of people and I don't know, man. Apprenticing people is one of those things where it's like, you got to just get used to the fact that you're just going to give it away.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. You're giving it away with no expectations. They're going to take it, run with it, and hopefully they do something nice with it and make you proud.
Yeah.
I still consider him a student of mine. Mm-hmm. Like he'll post stuff online that's just awful. And I'll DM him. I'm like, bro,
what are you doing?
What are you doing? And I'll tell him, you know, you should do this, fix this. I screenshotted a couple. I didn't screenshot. I actually took photos of a couple of pages from that How to Draw Head and Hands book from Loomis.
Yeah.
He was drawing something at a weird angle. Looked like this girl got smashed in the face with a frying pan. Bro, you got to make the muzzle round because right now she's got no teeth in that mouth. Yes. But I help him out whenever I can.
Yeah, same. I think like when you start apprenticing someone, you apprentice them you become their mentor for life, but just cause like, especially if you have like years on them, like most of the people that I helped, tattooing, I have at least 10 years on them. It doesn't mean that I'm a better tattooer than you. It just means that I have more time. I've had either more wins or losses and I just know what comes with them and what you can do to, better yourself. Something that's huge is that we don't all start in the same place. Some people start tattooing and they come with a really strong art background. But then maybe as they progress in tattooing, they don't put in the same amount of effort. And then you have somebody else that maybe starts as a bad artist, and then they work their fucking ass off and they end up reaching a point that's way beyond what that other person that had a better starting point could ever have achieved because they just worked harder.
Yep. I agree 100%.
A few people in the comment section were talking about that, about how like, it's all about the effort that you put into tattooing. It's not just about like the raw talent because like hard work beats talent every time.
Talent won't get you anywhere. You're not going to be able to be a tattooer if you don't care about it and you just have talent.
Yes.
You won't.
Yes, absolutely.
I put up a post a long time ago talking about that talent doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
It's just work.
It's just work. Get to work.
It got people mad.
Somebody got triggered.
I don't know. I think some people have eyes and can see things that other people can't.
So the conversation was, I forgot how I worded it, but it's like, you're not born with talent. You don't have the ability as soon as you're born. You're not born with this talent. It's something that you develop a skill over time. And because you've worked at it, that's why you're good. And it's almost an insult. If you work really hard on getting better and you show somebody this product that you spent hours doing, and then the response you get was like, "Oh, you're so talented.
You're so talented."
It's like, no, bitch. I work my ass off doing this.
Ass off for this, bro.
I agree. And I think coming from software engineering, which is weird, to tattooing, I think it helped me a lot, because the best quality you can have as an engineer is problem solving and troubleshooting. How to isolate the issue and figure out what this problem is, reverse the steps, see where things go, and how to teach yourself things too. Yeah. There's things that, like, engineers who've been working for 30 years, they're going to look up stuff every single day that they're working. Being able to use your resources and stuff like that is huge, I think, in tattooing. I get asked the dumbest questions all the time. No offense, but they're useless questions that even if I give you the answer to this, like, what voltage are you using? Yeah. You don't know what machine I'm using. You don't know what my hands, like, it literally doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
What works is finding what works for you. I mean, that's all you can do is experiment. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. Like I said, I was using that $30 machine for the first year of the practice skins. What machine are you using? Like, who cares? I don't know.
The one that worked that day.
Yeah. The uppy downy pokey one.
I did want to ask. So what's next for you?
Just tattooing more. I'm getting married in May.
Shit, congrats, man.
Told you I was going to Egypt, so we're...
Hell yeah, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, super excited. She's a tattooer as well. So that makes things really easy.
How's that?
It's great. I mean, we work together. We live together. We've been doing it for 5 years.
Do you guys tattoo together?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
I apprenticed under her.
Oh, shit. Wow. Oh, shit.
Yeah, so getting married in Egypt in May. And just working. I mean, we just opened, we pretty much just relocated to a new studio, but, so still finishing up that website stuff, lawyer stuff, whatever. But yeah, just running the studio and working more. I kind of started doing like a larger scale black and gray realism on the pads, and started doing smaller scale stuff just because that's the studio I was at. Yeah. I want to get back into doing more bigger stuff. I've done a couple back pieces and stuff, but I really want to do like large scale black and gray. So
that's awesome.
More of that, more designs, more. I'm kind of coming out of the phase where I'm like finding my style, and just from tattooing whatever comes to the door to figuring out like, what I want to do.
Well, man, your tattoos look super, super smooth. What would you say if you had to give a piece of advice to somebody watching that wanted to get really smooth work like you're making right now?
Use more than one machine.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of machines are you using?
So I use the Bishop Wand Packer. That's like, will be like my first pass, and not a first pass of everything, but the blacks, or getting the a lot of times it's the blacks, or just like the eyes and stuff that I can't lose from the stencil. Yeah. Stuff that I want to stay. But a lot of times I'll separate on the spectrum. So the darker stuff I'll do with the 4.2, the lighter stuff I'll do with the 3.5. Sometimes I'll do one pass on like a cheek or a gradient or something like that, lightly with the 4.2, then go back at it with the 3.5 at a more normal pressure. And then even sometimes I have a 2.9 machine, and do that too. I don't use bug pins. I use standard needles for all three machines, and give it a shot.
Fucking nice, man. Cause like your stuff comes out super smooth, dude.
Thank you.
Super, super smooth. Like, we're going to show your ankle with that black and gray piece.
Upside down tattoo.
Yeah, your upside down tattoo. It was literally for you. So
this one actually was just design wise. All my other tattoos, I've had the tattoo upside down, and that one I was excited because I didn't think I'd have to tattoo it upside down, but then I'm tattooing it's completely sideways. It might as well have been upside down.
Yeah. But it does like, I feel like doing tattoos like that, it really helps a lot for any tattooer to like nail the speed of your hand, matching your needle speed, your machine speed, and like having that harmony of all these things that have to come together to make a really nice, smooth tattoo. And that's fucking hard, dude. Yeah.
I was just looking it up. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it. Yesterday, I saw on my feed, there was a guy who was boasting that he did a full black and gray back piece in 4.5 hours.
Mm-hmm. What?
And so the caption was like, watch me do this in 4 hours, whatever it said. And then as I'm watching him tattoo the time lapse, in the back of my mind, I was like, this is going to look like trash. There's no way you're doing this gigantic back piece in 4 hours.
Yeah.
And when he was done, dude, I was impressed. It was smooth.
Was this guy, did he have like a timer?
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I was like, how the fuck did you do that? And it was like almost 5 hours, but even still. And it was smooth.
Yeah.
It was smooth. It was solid. It was a big face, big skull, maybe. I don't even remember. I remember being impressed with it. I was like, what the fuck? I wish I could pull it up, but I can't find it.
But then like, okay, what would it have looked like in even 10 hours for a full back is crazy. What would it have looked in 10 hours?
That's so much better.
Yeah.
So much better. Yeah. I would talk to Justin Hartman about that all the time because we would look at tattoos and be like, God damn, that person did this in this fast, you know? And they were like, meh. He was like, meh. Well, it could probably have been cool if they were slowed down. And I'm like, probably, man. Like, you know, time is your enemy when you're tattooing because you're like, the longer it takes, sometimes your client doesn't sit as well. So you're trying to kind of find the balance of like, how much can I squeeze out of this client so they sit well forward and blah, blah, and the skin doesn't get too like angry where it gets to that point where like nothing you do makes it better. It just keeps getting more irritated, more angry, redder.
Yeah.
But it's finding the balance with like the people, your artwork, and yourself. Because like the thing that I've battled a lot throughout my career is just finding the time where it's like I'm tattooing really well. And then I always hit a wall where it's like, I'm no longer as focused.
Diminishing returns.
Yeah. It's like, I'm still here, but like my mind wants to check out. My mind just doesn't want to keep looking at this anymore.
Yeah.
That's why I tell everybody, I was like, I could do this tattoo in one session, but you don't want me to because by hour 6, hour 7, I'm not giving you 100% anymore.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just do it in 2 sessions, come back with fresh eyes, fresh back.
And it's healed. And if there's anything that like, you know, there was a tone or whatever that you were not 100% sure about, you now can, I'll do this thing a little bit lighter to see how it heals. And then we can go, I want to see this person again so we can make it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have so much respect for tattooers that can do like amazing single session bangers and fucking crush it. Just like, man, I can do that for some tattoos, but not for every tattoo. Like that's just not how my brain works. That's not how it works. And I, you know, some of my darkest blacks is because I packed them twice, you know?
Yeah.
Like the most saturated work that I have out there floating around is because I got to see it twice. I got to like touch up little things, refine it, work it on a little more. And it took my determination and my clients' fucking commitment to it.
You also don't know how people are going to take care of it or how they heal. Like some people or some placements, whatever, you know, where you get the little, where the pores are, it's a little lighter in the packed black. And then you can go, it takes nothing. You go like that. You whisper on it on the second session and then you're good to go.
Yeah,
for sure. Smoltz. Anyways. Well, shit. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, I think so. I want to give our Patreon supporters a shout out. So if you like what you heard and saw, and you want to support the show, head over to patreon.com/honest-tattooer and you can become a Patreon supporter. And every week we like to give a shout out to somebody new who jumps on board. And this week we're giving a shout out to Gemma Kennedy Wilson. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody else who supports the show. We appreciate every little bit.
Thanks so much, Gemma. We appreciate you. We appreciate all you guys that watch the show every week, especially all the group of guys that, you know, pretty much as soon as the episode drops, it's getting streamed. And I was like, man, that's fucking awesome. And I appreciate that so much. If you made us be like a part of like your regular every week, you listen to us. We really appreciate that. And we would appreciate if you hit the fucking like button already. And if you're listening and you're not hitting the like button, you're a dick, you know, straight up.
There is another shout out I want to give out to somebody. I just got to look up her name real quick. Hold on. I'm not going to find it. There was somebody, I forgot your name. I'm sorry. But it was Monday's post. I'm not going to find it. There was too many comments on Monday's post with Joe, with the first one.
Yeah.
This girl, again, I apologize. I don't remember who you were, what your name is. She was like, oh, there's no episode this week. I'm like, yeah, you're looking at the clip from it right now. What are you talking about it? She's like, oh, I didn't see it on Spotify. And I looked into it and again, it didn't publish.
Oh shit.
So at least she caught it on Monday shortly after it was supposed to go out.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for her, I would never have known. So thank you to whoever you are, but because of you, it actually got out there.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we got some loyal listeners who are like, where's the episode?
Where's the episode? What the fuck is going on?
I listen to you guys. I've listened to every episode.
Oh shit, man. Thanks,
You're in
man.
the regular podcast rotation.
Sick. We appreciate that because there's there's at this point a good amount of tattoo podcasts out there, but I think that we try to make something that's, fun for you guys to listen to. And as we've been doing it, we listen to it as well. And we've been getting better at for me, not saying, and fucking a bunch of bruh.
I cut a lot of it.
All that shit. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Adam, for coming through today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
And thank you guys for listening. Always. We appreciate you.
Bye.
Peace.